Live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is your Mid-Ohio Valley Morning Brief.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us today for your morning brief. I'm Emma Grace Myers.
And I'm Henry Groff, and we're already halfway through the weekend, continuing to feel that heat increasing.
It certainly feels like summer out there.
Yesterday, got to those low 80s, very close to 85. Well, depending on how you feel about close. I know it's different for everybody's definition of close, but I feel like 83 degrees is close to 85.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Which would have tied with the daily high record yesterday, but we are likely going to break today's daily record high. Right now that's set for 84 degrees, and we're going to easily hit the upper 80s later on today. This morning, most of us starting in those low 70s to upper 60s, but by the time you know it, we're going to hit the 80-degree mark by around 11 o'clock to noon today. Upper 80s for your afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds, and still on the mild side heading into tonight. Not expecting any rain today, but some isolated storms do return for your Thursday, as well as a cold front coming through into the weekend, bringing that chance for some frost early next week, and that chance for storms over the weekend. Could be looking at that threat for some scattered damaging winds. I'll have more details on that in your full forecast in just a little bit. But for now, let's take a look at those morning headlines, Emma Grace.
We are going to kick it off at WVU Medicine Camden Clark, who partnered with Lifeline of Ohio to hold a Donate Life flag raising ceremony to raise awareness and encourage organ donation during Donate Life Month. Jessica Borden with Lifeline of Ohio says with hospitals like Camden Clark, Lifeline is able to facilitate the donation process. At the event, keynote speaker Brenda Hayes spoke on how her late partner, Steve Cohen, helped save lives when he passed away from a heart attack. Borden, Hayes, and Martha Dawson with WVU Medicine Camden Clark share the impact of organ and tissue donations.
Really an honor of the patients that we have been able to interact with here. We've had, in the last year, we've had 4 patients who have given the gift of life to others.
We wouldn't be able to do it without the doctors, the nurses, the OR staff, the critical care teams who take care of the patients here.
There's people that are out there that need organs and eyes and tissue and all kinds of different things, and rather than just throw it all away, why don't we help someone?
Dawson adds it's important for the hospital to tell the community how one life that's donated can actually save so many more.
Yeah, that is an important message right there.
Are you an organ donor?
I am.
I'm
Are
also
you?
an organ donor.
Of course, you always see that on a driver's license.
Yeah, I think I didn't really understand what it meant when I got my license, but that's okay, because I would do it now still, again.
You would always make sure that the Donate Life was on your driver's license.
Yeah. What am I going to do with my organs when I'm dead? Nothing. Someone else can use them.
Yes. Well, speaking of helping out others, a bakery and coffee house in Williamstown opened up a community blessings box this week. Coffee shop manager Iris Atkins said the goal is to make it easier for people in smaller communities to find essentials quickly. This is especially crucial in the Appalachian and River Valley areas where transportation, disability, and emergency situations can create barriers.
It's just located on the outside of our building, right here on the corner of 4.5 and Dodge in Williamstown. It's open all the time. We accept donations of non-perishables, and that could be anything ranging from dry goods, pasta, beans, canned foods, to hygiene items, diapers, papers, pens, gift cards, just anything. Neighbors helping neighbors. We know that in areas like this, the smallest things can build community and bolster, because community is really all we have here. So the smallest things make the biggest differences.
As warmer weather continues to stick around this week, the shop is considering adjustments to how food items are handled. They say they may possibly shift edible donations to an indoor setup at times, and they would publicize any changes if that were to occur.
We've had a lot of stories recently about giving back to the community. We had the Grow Gardens yesterday. Last week we were talking about the Giving Cup. So it's really great to see the community coming together to help out each other in need. Yeah, no, it's always great to see the community working together. Great to see, what they call it again, a blessings box? Blessings box, yeah. Because also around the Middle Ohio Valley, you can see little boxes with books in them too. Yeah, little free libraries. Little free libraries. I do love a little free library. I built one as one of my Girl Scout projects. You did? I did. It was very fun. I'm a big book fan. Huge book fan. You always talk about books here. I am always reading books. I think I've probably read like 40 books so far this year. I inhale books. But moving on to our last headline for this week's America 250 story, we take a look at the veteran who served in the Naval Air Force during the Vietnam War and who now helps out with the Lowell American Legion Post 750.
We the People, proudly sponsored by WVU Medicine Camden Clark Medical Center.
Bob Yoder decided to join the military after high school because the only two options he had were to serve or to join the workforce. Yoder served as plane captain on cruisers such as the USS Oriskany and the USS Enterprise. Yoder says the military to him was a way to defend our country. Yoder adds that for America 250, citizens should show more pride and defend the country they protect.
Well, I think people have lost their value of the United States. They go on with their lives and they don't realize what they have. Citizenship is a big thing. If you're a citizen, you ought to defend your country. You ought to defend the people that defend the country and take more pride in the United States.
Yoder says now he spends most of the time helping the Lowell American Legion Post with their steak fries and events during veteran holidays. He also said he enjoys giving back to the Lowell community. And as we get closer and closer to America 250, you can always check those previous stories we've done about our local history here in the Middle Ohio Valley over on WTAP.com. Yeah, I know Peyton has done at least 3 or 4 interviews with local veterans talking about their stories and kind of what drew them to the service and how it's still impacting them now. And then also, if you miss out on our evening newscast, you can also look at those previous days in histories as well. That too. And in national news today, the world's busiest airport rankings are out for 2025. And Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport is still on top. According to the preliminary figures by Airports Council International, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport saw 106.3 million passengers last year. Dubai International Airport held on to the number 2 slot for the 3rd consecutive year. Tokyo's Haneda Airport jumped up 1 slot to take 3rd busiest in 2025. Dallas, Fort Worth, and Shanghai Pudong round out the top 5. Atlanta's airport has held the world's busiest airport title for 27 of the last 28 years. It slipped in 2020 when air travel plummeted during the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Dubai's airport is the busiest in the world for international passengers. Have you been through Atlanta? I have never been through Atlanta. You've never been through Atlanta? I've stopped in Dallas a lot, and I've been through obviously the DC airports, but never Atlanta. I've been through Atlanta, well, this past December. Certainly is busy. Luckily, when you're traveling through, making a layover, it's not too bad. I can't imagine what it's like if you have to start there. Get through your TSA lines there. Yeah. That would be a little bit stressful. But we'll have more fun stories coming up after the break, including who the Dallas Wings selected for their first round draft pick, and Roblox introducing age-based accounts. And we'll talk about that chance for storms that's going to bring an end to our stretch of hot weather.
Oh, here's your first alert weather update with meteorologist Henry Groff.
Well, of course, what goes up must come down, and that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on as we get closer towards the weekend. As our stretch of 80-degree days continue, That eventually does come to an end, and you'll see that going into the weekend with those mid-80s on Saturday, low 60s into Sunday. But for today, approaching 88 degrees likely, breaking that daily record high set at around 84. And then we'll settle out in the low to mid 80s Thursday and Friday. But the stationary boundary towards the north still bringing in rounds and rounds of strong to severe storms across the Great Lakes region. But as that frontal boundary stays north, that's why we haven't been looking at too much wet weather. We'll stay mostly dry for today, but we do have that chance for some isolated storms on the way for Thursday afternoon, and then widespread rain going into your weekend, especially that chance for some thunderstorms later Saturday afternoon. But as we look at futurecast over the next 24 hours, overall, nice and dry here. But as we start to approach your Thursday, that's when we'll see that chance for those isolated storms coming back around. Expect that mainly after 2 o'clock. And once the sun sets, any activity still around likely to fade away. Now, some storms for your Thursday. Some could become strong. We'll look out for that risk for isolated gusty winds, and that potential for small hail can't be ruled out as well. But the Storm Prediction Center already keeping an eye out for us for our Saturday system. So be mindful of that threat for scattered damaging winds. Look at that time frame mainly into the afternoon, but after 8 o'clock, any instability that's around diminishes, so that severe weather threat also goes away as well. Now, looking at your day planner for today, it will still be breezy this afternoon. Some gusts up to 20 miles per hour will be possible. We'll look at a mix of sun and clouds as we approach those upper 80s. Going into tonight, still mild, dropping down into the mid 60s, and looking at your forecast for tomorrow, will only be up to around 84 degrees. Again, that chance for an isolated thunderstorm will remain possible. Now, once we get into Sunday, after that cold front is long gone, we'll dip down into the low 60s. And be mindful of that chance for some patchy frost Monday morning, thanks to temperatures starting off in the mid 30s. That may still try to return going into Tuesday morning. Now, time to take a look at what's trending. Well, I guess this morning we're going to kick off with basketball.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the WNBA because UConn star AZ Fudd was the #1 pick in the WNBA draft on Monday night. On Monday, the Dallas Wings selected the guard first overall, marking another top pick for the Huskies program. Fudd is expected to earn about $500,000 this season. That's nearly 7 times more than last year's #1 pick. The pay jump follows a new labor deal, signaling a major shift in the league's financial future.
That is some great news there.
So that is Paige Beckers, obviously her former teammate on UConn, one of her best friends, and now they get to play on the same team again.
I did not know that. You're bringing some ball knowledge this morning?
I do. I got some women's basketball knowledge. Can't tell you anything about men's basketball, but
I can't tell you anything about men's basketball either.
I do love the UConn women's basketball team. I love Paige Beckers, and all of her TikToks with AZ are so funny, and I'm so excited for them to be on the same team again.
Very excited.
I am.
Well, let's move on to our next story. Roblox has announced some updates to its popular online gaming platform. In an effort to improve safety for young users, starting in June, Roblox plans to roll out new age-based accounts for users under 18 or 16. Roblox Kids will be automatically assigned to users age 5 to 8, which will disable messaging and censor content. Roblox Select will automatically assign to users 9 to 15, which will gradually introduce messaging and allow content with a moderate label. Both will have a distinct background color to indicate account types. Roblox says these changes will bring account level default content ratings ongoing moderation and expanded parental controls. Users 16 and up won't see any changes at all. The announcement comes amid a growing number of lawsuits that allege Roblox failed to protect young users from inappropriate content.
Have you ever played Roblox?
Never touched that game.
I didn't either. I think it was a little bit after our time, really, because I feel like it was...
It was around the time Minecraft was blowing up. And as a kid, I played more Minecraft.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really play video games, but I know my brother did not play Roblox. And I assume what was popular is just whatever my brother played.
Yeah, when I had a computer growing up, a HP laptop, it was mostly Team Fortress 2 on Steam.
Right, of course. I know what that is.
I bet a lot of people, even younger kids, don't even know what Team Fortress 2 because that game is like old. I don't know how old.
Yeah.
But we're over 15 years old now. Probably closer to 20 years old now.
Wow.
For Team Fortress 2. 19, thank you to our director, Austin, for knowing how old that game is.
That is, yeah. I never played, I played Wii obsessively. I was really into the Wii. I was really good at Mario Kart, but I never got into like computer games.
I was really good at Mario Kart, not Mario Kart, Mario Party growing up.
Oh no, I was not good at that. I was also really bad at Super Mario Bros. When my brother and I would play, he would just make me go in the bubble and float along, so I didn't like, continually just
drag you along.
Yes.
What about Super Smash Brothers?
I don't think we had that.
You never played that as a kid?
I don't think so.
Own a Wii and not play Super Smash Brothers Brawl?
No.
Oh, great game.
I was really big into Wii Sports Resort. That was the other one. And Skylanders. Skylanders was really important to me.
Do you still have any of those figurines from Skylanders?
I do, and I actually played Skylanders on the Wii like 2 months ago with my boyfriend. So I actually have not outgrown Skylanders at the age of 23. But we have some more fun facts today, this time about our Daybreak trivia question. Our question was, how much was a McDonald's hamburger when the chain first opened? And the answer was 15 cents. So entrepreneur Ray Kroc opened his first McDonald's franchise location in Des Plaines, Illinois. The chain's burgers cost 15 cents, a price that will remain unchanged for the next 12 years until they rise to 18 cents. If you wanted to be indulgent and add some cheese to it, you'd be looking at 19 cents. A side of golden French fries was 10 cents, and washing it all down with a soda would cost another 10 cents. To put those prices in perspective, 15 cents in 1940 is roughly $3.40 in today's money. Still quite a bit cheaper than a lot of fast food nowadays.
Well, that's the case today.
I would love to get a hamburger for
15 cents.
Even for $3.40.
I guess that's also true too.
But I like that cheese costs a whole 4 cents. That makes me laugh.
Certainly makes me laugh too.
But thank you guys for joining us today for your morning brief. He's Henry Groff. I'm Emma Grace Myers. We'll see you again at the noon, and have a great day, everyone.